Most new managers feel like there just aren't enough hours in the day. The truth is, it's not always about working harder, it's about understanding where your time really is going. So you probably had days where you jump from meeting, to emails, to chat messages, and by the end of it, you feel drained, but you can't clearly point to what you've actually achieved. And that sense of being busy, but not productive, is exhausting. But here's something many managers overlook. Before you can improve your time management, you need hard data on how you actually spend your day. Not assumptions, real numbers. So what I will do in this video, I will show you how to track your time with a simple activity log. And by the end, you will have a clear picture of how you're really spending your time and the insights you need to start working smarter, not harder. So let's take a look at that activity log. So picture this, you start your day with the best intentions, but then a crisis hits and suddenly you're missing meetings, skipping lunch and wondering why you ever thought about leading a team was a good idea. Trust me, we've all been there. So here's the thing, being a great leader isn't about avoiding these chaos altogether, it's about learning how to manage your time effectively, even when things get crazy. That's what we're here to help you with. We've got some practical system that will help you to prioritize, organize and cut through the noise of the constant interruptions and demands. And that is time analysis. And this is all about laying the groundwork and getting a clear picture of how you're currently using your time. So take a moment to think about all the different tasks that you tackle in a day. Meetings, project management, phone calls, mentoring, planning paperwork, emails, managing collaboration tools, all these kinds of things. That is a lot, right? But to really get a handle on your time management, you need to know exactly how much time you're spending on each of these different activities. And here's where an activity log comes in very handy. It's basically a detailed diary of how you spend your time over a week or two, broken down by the type of activity. And I know it might seem like a bit of a hassle to record every single minute, but trust me, it's worth it. So this log will give you a true picture of where your time is going and help you make smarter decisions about how to allocate it in the future. And when you're creating your activity log, be sure to include everything, even those little interruptions and brief interactions that are easy to forget. Because the key is to update your log right after each activity, so you don't miss a thing. So I recommend keeping your log for at least a week, but 2 weeks is even better. And this way you'll capture your routine tasks and any unexpected demands that pop up. And once you have your activity log, you'll have a solid foundation for the next steps in mastering time management. It's all about working smarter, not harder. And this is the first step in making that happen. Alright, so let's take a look at an activity log example, right? So here you see an example and you see on the horizontal axis, you see time, activity category, you see minutes consumed, then you see activity priority ABC, and then you see delegate. But those last two we talk about later, right? So this example says, for example, at the first one you see at 8:15, the activity there is check in and respond to critical emails. How long did the person do that? For 15 minutes. After that, at 8:30, the person had a daily scrum, a stand-up meeting with the team. That was also 15 minutes. Then 8:45, review code comments and deployment statuses, and that was also 20 minutes. So you see here, I'm not going to read them all out, right? But you see here a whole morning from one person and the time it consumed. And as I mentioned, later we're going to look at the priority of it and if we can potentially delegate that. So do this for yourself over the coming week or the coming 2 weeks, and then you have a very good insight in how you use your time. Alright, so now we go to task prioritization and delegation, right? So you've got your activity log and you can see how you're spending your time. But here's the thing, it's not just about knowing where your time goes, it's about making sure you're spending it on the right things, right? Effective time management is all about aligning your daily efforts with your key objectives. These could be anything from hitting product development milestones to helping your team level up their skills. So the trick is to figure out which goals are directly contributing to your main achievement and which ones are more of a supporting role. So to help you with this, to help you prioritize, I want to introduce you to a simple ABC system. Let's talk about A goals. So A goals are your must-dos, the things that are absolutely essential for the success of your projects and your team's performance. We're talking about stuff like product launch deadlines, critical software updates, or key development phases. If you prioritize these, you'll keep your projects on track. Then we have the B goals. And the B goals, they are important, but they're not quite as urgent as your A goals. They're the tasks that support your main objectives, like conducting code reviews, improving processes, or bringing in new tools to boost efficiency. And then we have C goals, and these are nice to have. They're desirable, but not critical. Think longer-term objectives like researching emerging technologies, going to conferences, or doing team-building activities that encourage innovation and creativity. And then we have delegation. The Delegate column is crucial for identifying tasks that can be passed on to someone else. So when reviewing each task, ask yourself if you really need to do it yourself or if someone in your department can handle it. Delegating tasks not only frees up your time for higher priority activities, but also empowers your team by giving them opportunities to take on more responsibility. Effective delegation is a key skill in management, allowing you to focus on the key things that matter most while ensuring that all tasks are completed efficiently. So let's look at analyzing your activity logs. Now, once you've got 1 or 2 weeks of data of your activity log, it's time to analyze it. So what you're going to do, number one, is to review your log. So at the end of the tracking period, look over your log and try to spot any pattern. Figure out where you might need to make some changes. Then number two, what you want to do is identify improvement areas. So keep an eye out for tasks that you could streamline or even delegate. Think about ways you could prioritize high-value work. And then number three, strategize adjustments. So based on what you've learned, come up with a plan to optimize your time. This might mean reorganizing your work schedule or adopting maybe even new work habits. And then number four, implement and reflect. Put your plan into action and see what happens. Keep evaluating and adjusting as you go. So this is the key to finding the time management strategy that works the best for you. So hopefully after doing this, you will get a better idea on how you can leverage your time better. So let's look at an activity log example. So maybe your activity log could look something like this, and based on the priorities and things that you can delegate, you can change your planning next time. So you see here the same overview as we saw before, the example overview, right? But what you see now in the last two columns, activity priority and delegate, we see information there. So if we look at the first one, for example, 8:15, check and respond to critical emails. So that is a priority A, so that you need to keep doing that, right? So the second one is also a priority A, daily scrum. But then, for example, on the third one, that's 8:45, we have review code commits and deployment statuses. So that takes you 20 minutes. And now you decide maybe, hey, that is actually a priority B. I don't need to do that myself. So actually I might be able to delegate that. So you put a D in delegate. So you see we're changing it up already a little bit. So when we go further then, let's go to, for example, the one at 11:05. We have an example there, bring car to the garage for maintenance. That would take you 15 minutes. That's really a C activity, right? So maybe you can delegate to your secretary or somebody in the company, or maybe you can ask the garage to pick up the car or something else. Then the last one that we're going to look at as an example is 11:40. Prepare for a client presentation. So that is a priority A, but I also put a D of delegate there because you can maybe ask one of your staff members to prepare the presentation for you while you will still be delivering the presentation and you will still look at the quality of it. You can involve other people to make that presentation. Okay, so I think and I hope that is a good example of what that can look like, and I hope it motivates you to also start with your activity log and see what comes out. Thanks for watching. You are taking real steps towards becoming a stronger, more effective leader. So, what did you find most helpful today? Drop it in the comments if you'd like to share. And want to go further? Check out my full courses for step-by-step lessons on becoming a better manager. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss a new video. See you in the next one.